Hey, baby. How are we? Are we all well and lit? What is the day today? I actually lose track of days. Today is Wednesday. Bear with me one moment, guys. Got myself on repeat. There we go. All right, just make sure we're live. Cool. Guys, yeah, today is Wednesday, isn't it? Yes, today is Wednesday. Give it a couple of minutes. I will start this live stream. A few things to talk about. Big things in the market. Potential moves, some breakouts to come. So we'll just give it a few minutes and we will get started. Fuel. Okay. Let's bring my mic closer here. Cool, guys. All right, I'll start in literally 1 minute. All right, let's get this stream rolling. Okay, so, okay, wrong screen. Bear with me one more, guys. Here we go. All right, guys. Look, yesterday I spoke about in the stream yesterday. We spoke about Metaverse tokens that I believe are going to explode this year in 2022. We went over obviously all of the the reasons behind that, why I see them as valuable, and why the Metaverse is here to change the game. Today, what I wanted to talk about, there's one key bit of news actually that I should have mentioned yesterday, but we had a specific agenda yesterday. So today I just want to speak about one big bit of news, some market moves right now that are happening in the broader financial markets, and how that can actually help us with cryptocurrency in terms of some near-term breakouts to the upside. So there may be some opportunities for some trends, some trend breakouts, excuse me, but very near term, and I'll explain it in a moment. So the first big bit of news that I think is going over some people's heads, and this is pretty dang significant, right? We've got India. Now, if you remember, India were one of the countries, there's a few countries, but India were one of the countries that just ruled out, banned cryptocurrency activity, all types of cryptocurrency activity. They banned it. But now, this is huge, right? Earlier this week, they announced plans to impose a 30% tax. So essentially, the ban's going to be lifted. They announced a 30% tax on income gained from digital assets such as cryptocurrencies and NFTs. So they're going to be essentially lifting that ban. We're going to, you know how big the Indian population is. So now we've got more chances for greater adoption in a huge and a growing emerging economy. And they know that they were missing a trick here. Obviously, look, this is harsh. 30% tax on those gains is pretty damn chunky, if you ask me. But they know the potential. They see the value and the potential of cryptocurrency, so they're going to allow it to take place, but they want a piece of the pie, essentially, until they figure out that they're going to plan to regulate it somehow. I don't know how, but one way or another they're going to. So this is big anyway for the industry. I think, as I said, it went over a lot of people's heads. People didn't make such a big deal out of it, but I see it as a big deal because of how sizable India is as an economy. So, what does that mean for the markets? Well, obviously, we clearly haven't done anything, as I say. Markets haven't seen it as a big deal. But nevertheless, why do I see some breakouts to come here, firstly? Now, obviously, I've explained this over the course of the week. And last week, that we've been in a bear market. You can see that, right? Firm trend to the downside, and we've been largely respecting that. That is the structure, okay? Going on sort of, we're printing lower highs and lower lows, so on and so forth. All right, we're going to go through everything, and obviously I always like to use Bitcoin as the base case because, typically the rest follow. Not always, but typically speaking. So I see some potential breakouts to come. Now, if you check right now in the markets, broader financial markets, we're seeing risk appetite. Okay, so what does that mean? Firstly, before we start looking at some trade potentials here, risk appetite means people are hungry for riskier assets. They're hungry for stocks. They want to put their money in stocks. They want to put their money into cryptocurrencies. Into certain commodities. These are riskier assets. Okay, so remember before, right? Remember I explained in that previous video that the key reason we covered some ground why Bitcoin was pumping from here back in March 2020. Remember we explained it. I'll just quickly show you again from March here, April, March. Yeah, all this pump was because we had loads of cash floating around in the economy because central banks like the FOMC were cutting interest rates and because they're pumping money in. So, and during that time, because the central banks are pumping money, they're trying to support the economy, that's promoting risk appetite. So we've got all this cash, people are hungry for risk. Let me throw some cash into Bitcoin, throw some cash into stocks, so on and so forth. Okay, so right now, we've got risk appetite and markets have, remember how I was explaining the sell-off was caused by the FOMC, the central bank, positioned the markets for raising interest rates, okay? So people were wanting to put their money into government bonds in safety. Now, because that's well and truly ingrained into the markets now, is priced in. They factored this in now. So what we're seeing, if you look in the Forex markets, we're seeing some weakness in the dollar, okay? The dollar, if you look here, I just want to show you just before we look at everything, the dollar's pulling back. So the dollar had been aggressively pushing to the upside because of FOMC positioning market for rate rises. Now we're pulling back. So this is potentially good for cryptocurrencies as well. Just to put that in a nutshell for you, because we're having this risk appetite because we've already priced in that action now from the FOMC. So now we got an opportunity to see a near-term breakout for Bitcoin and peers. So if I look here, right, remember I noticed we're in this bearish flag structure. It's not to say that we cannot void this structure. We can still void it. But right now it is a bearish flag, okay? But we are being supported by this lower acting trend line. Let's drop down to lower time frame. When we do drop to lower time frames, obviously it doesn't look as clean as it could be in comparison to the daily. Just have a look. Hey, Aaron, hope you're well, buddy. Yes, we do need that energy on a Wednesday morning. Let's go. Well, I hope I'm getting you pumped up. Thank you for joining. And hey, Powell, hope you're well and lit. So I'm looking for a near-term breakout here for Bitcoin. Okay, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm just going to mark up a flag. I said it before, I don't overcomplicate things. I like to keep things, simple. And this is something that proves to work for me. Obviously, we've got the confluence, how this lower acting trend line is supporting the price, okay? So maybe we do have another go. As I said, I wanted to see the price of Bitcoin coming into this 40K area, okay? You can see where this is, look, support, okay, there. Now we've broken through that. Now we're going to come up for a retest and look for rejection. So we do have room for a near-term pop to the upside. And I do like the idea of this flag playing out. When I'm looking at my flags, obviously I measure my pole. Okay, and we're looking, and I'm looking for the equivalent on the breakout to the upside. So that would take me up to sort of 40K. So I like that potential trade idea there. I'd be placing, stops, leaving a bit of breathing room below and going for a run to the upside in towards 40K territory. And it offers, when you are margin trading, obviously, it's as with any instrument, whether you're trading stocks, whether you're trading Forex, whether you're trading commodities, have risk management in place, right? Have a thorough risk management plan in place. And, know your win percentages, how that should then reflect on, the risk to reward of your trades, so on and so forth. So I like to typically look for a risk to reward of 2. Okay, minimum, ideally speaking. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, I will take trades under 2 risk to reward if I have many confluences for taking that trade. So I see Bitcoin anyway extending to the upside in towards sort of 40K before any potential downside, another downside wave, Okay, as with Ethereum, if you look, same sort of price action here. Remember on the daily, I had it marked up. We've got this sort of flag structure here. But if you look, let me just remove that a moment. Let's make the chart naked. We've got this, you see this candlestick yesterday? That doesn't really indicate to me that we're going to start selling off today. We've had a pullback, obviously, but I expect that to extend to the upside. So if I just put this on a 4-hour, similar to what we're observing there with Bitcoin, just a bit of ranging, narrowing. We're making ourselves comfortable in what should be a supply zone. Okay, look, we're making ourselves comfortable here. We haven't got straight up rejections. You know, we haven't just broken out and retested and rejected. We're making ourselves comfortable, building up enough momentum to break through, or at least squeeze to the upside. So again, Ethereum, if we just go on the high time frame, let's see where we could be heading to. Again, this could still be a flag in time. But what we could look to do here is go and retest this sort of left shoulder, this head, this right shoulder, break out and retest, come up to, you know, back into sort of 3,000 territory before potentially, you know, another sell-off. So I do potentially like this as a near-term trade here for Ethereum, heading up to maybe sort of 3,100 or so. Placing stops, leaving a bit of breathing room below this sort of flag area and below this zone. I don't know if I'm going to get my RR in this. Towards sort of 3.1s. Yeah, still get the RR on that. Potential breakout there for Ethereum to the upside before some downside. XRP. All right, XRP. You know, I used to have holdings of XRP and then I ended up dumping out long before, before the SEC, you know, this SEC hearing that's still very much at large right now. I was a massive believer of XRP. It's going to completely, well, it has potential to completely, you know, shift the whole banking industry, you know, the speed of transaction, the technology, everything. Okay. And there's no reason as to why big institutions can come into play and be, you know, a mass variety of institutions come into play and start using XRP. But this SEC hearing just throws things, you know, just throws a spanner in the works a little bit at the moment. One of my friends, actually, I'll just quickly tell the story just while on XRP. One of my friends, my good friends, Dan. So his first ever investment was in crypto, in XRP. And it's what at that time when everything was just pumping, we had this beautiful pump. I enjoyed this pump to the upside, down at around sort of, where did I get in? Around sort of 45 cents or so. And obviously we had this big pump. And obviously Dan was hearing about the hype in crypto at the time in XRP. And you know where he bought? I've still got the level actually marked up. It's here, $2.72. Dan ended up buying up here. And then ever since he bought up here, he bought obviously after this rejection, this all-time high. And ever since it just kept going down and down and down and down. And I think he ended up just selling everything, the rest of his holdings. It's quite a chunky amount. Ended up selling all his holdings down at sort of 23 cents. Now that goes to say, you know, this is, don't just jump in on the hype. You know, make sure you do your own due diligence. Make sure you do your own research. Check out the charts technically, because what goes up must come down. You know, we're not just going to head in one direction forever. We're going to have periods of correction. And so obviously did we see that of XRP before it obviously pushed again to the north. So it's just taking that into consideration, just being a little bit more educated on that front if there's any lessons for you to take away from that. Ethereum at 1,300 when? I think we could... Let me just take a look. I believe we could get this. The way in which we're ranging now, Powell, I think we're going to get that breakout in the coming, well, today or tomorrow, just the breakout anyway. We might not hit that in a day, but maybe over the course of this week. Again, that's just my opinion. Obviously, don't take it as financial advice, but just the way in which we're narrowing now, it's like, you know, when I mark up these formations, it's like you're shaking a can for so long. Obviously, all the fizz is going on in there. And then eventually that's got to explode and open. So that's what I'm sort of the thinking there. And I think it's imminent in terms of the breakout that we get there for Ethereum. Okay, XRP anyway, just on my point, just wanted to take a look technically. You see how we're trying to escape this range? We've been ranging here with XRP. And it looks like we are trying to break out of this range now. You can see where we've been capped to the upside around sort of 63 cents, to the downside, supported at 59 cents. And this provides a nice opportunity for potential longs because, you know, the range is tight. So when we have tight ranges, you know, our stops can be a little bit tighter. You know, you could, again, this is a fairly substantial stop when it comes to cryptocurrency. But running into the next zone, okay, I left a bit of breathing room below where we've been ranging. Look, there or thereabouts. And then running into the next zone in towards sort of 75, 74, 72, you know, come and retest this zone. See, just working zone to zone. We had a breakout here and then to this next zone. So maybe we come up here before we resume south. I hope we don't resume south. I hope this is the start of a potential correction or a resumption to the upside. So again, you know, just observing the same sort of price action across the board at the moment. Another pennant, okay? Here's the pole of the pennant. we could get that breakout to the upside, but it looks like we are trying to break out of that range there. What else? Same things, guys. Just observing across the board. Not really so much there. See what's going on with Litecoin. Yeah, with Litecoin as well. Look, we're going to probably avoid this flag structure, it looks like. Again, look. Here, look at that near-term flag, which we're breaking out of. We'll probably put that on the hourly. You see that? Yeah, look nice. So, again, flag there or thereabouts. Breakout retest, thank you. Confirmed. And then we're pushing to the upside now. So I believe we'll probably get a little run north here with Litecoin as well. So it's just the same sort of price action I'm observing across the board. Look, so, you know, there's no reason, again, but ideally you'd want to get in here on that retest, would have been nice. Or even, you know, what's beautiful as well is you see how we had this flag, but then you could have marked up another flag here. You put trend line there, tighter, and then extension to the upside. So that's what we're getting here with Litecoin. So we probably are going to be pushing in towards sort of 120 territory. You know, going at least even challenge. Look, you see this support area up here? Okay, up at around sort of $125, $126. I like that a lot because that was just a former bottom there. Can you see how we came here before resuming that move to the downside? So that looks logical as well. Okay, that looks very logical. Again, in my opinion, take it as per you wish. But I do like these, and I am actively in on some positions in anticipation of these breakouts. It's just the same across the board, guys. You know, we're seeing it with Solana. Look, it's the same price action. We've got a very similar price action across the board. DOT, thank you. You know, it's where I've got a lot of physical holdings now. Maybe we can enjoy some moves to the upside. If we look here, you know what I like here with DOT is we've broken out of a range. You see, similar to what, look, you see how we're looking here for XRP, this range? See this range here? Now we're getting a breakout potentially. We've had it well with DOT breaking out of that range. DOT's taking the first moves there. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so look, we probably are going to come up and retest this $23 area. But I think we're probably a little bit late for some longs on DOT. We might still get our RR. Okay, again, look, just flag breakout. It's just number of confluences for these. So even if we were to take longs here, I just wonder what, yeah, I mean, it's quite big stops. I don't think we'd get the RR, you know, because I like to leave, when I'm taking that trade, I want a bit of protection below this trend line, below both trend lines, really. Maybe we still get it. We're still, yeah, we're still there or thereabouts, even if from some current area. Longs there for DOT into $24. So, yeah. ADA has been a bit of a bugger. I have a lot of physical holdings in ADA as well, a chunky amount. And ADA just continued to fall. You know, I'm a big fan of Cardano, but we're really slacking here. It looks a bit scary. It's the way you see how we're at this massive support region. You can see that's huge, right? We're just retested at the moment. But if that falls, you know all hell's going to break loose. We're going to be heading towards sort of 40 cents. But, yeah, guys. So, some really nice things going on right now across the board for potential pullbacks. Link as well. Have holdings in. Chainlink. Similar. Look, Pennant again. You just see them everywhere right now. So this is why, hence the title of this video, this stream, is like, you know, breakouts near. And we're getting them. We're getting them, guys. So anyone else is looking at the moment in terms of tokens? Drop it in the comments if you have anything you're specifically looking at. We can discuss. Sand token, obviously we went over Sand yesterday. Love Sand. I'm gonna get involved when I'm away from home at the moment. But when I get back home, I'm definitely going to be downloading Sandbox and Decentraland, and we do some streaming around that because there's some money to be made on digital land. You know, as I explained yesterday, the big players are buying out this digital land. You know, if you can get your hands on some, and there's good prices. What you want to do when you are getting, for example, land in the likes of Sandbox, by the way, I'm going a little bit off here, but when you are getting land, you want to make sure you're near, like, you know, leisure. There's places, you know, where people, you know, leisure, or where people could do activities, so on and so forth, or where there's shops. you know, big corporations and these lands, that's where you're going to get more value, and your land's going to go up. Or if you build on that land, so on and so forth, you're going to be able to make more money, more passive income. You know, imagine setting up houses or just general things in Sandbox, and you know, your money is just working for you in the virtual world. It's insane. I struggle to sometimes speak about it. Like now, I'm just struggling to put words to, you know, in a sentence because of how exciting, how unreal it sounds to speak of this. It's immense. So yeah, we're going to dive into more deeper once I get involved with a game on that with Sandbox. Cardano. Yeah, Cardano down, Powell. Yeah, sucks really. But yeah. Other than that, I think that's it right now for me. I just wanted to mention this Indian news, and I wanted to explain why. Obviously, we're going to get those breakouts, as I explained with the FOMC. You know, markets now, just the fact that's all priced in. Because if you look, everyone was talking about it behind those moves, why we were trending lower. So now the fact that it's done now, the dust has settled, things have calmed down. Okay, yes, we know the FOMC are going to tighten. I think we're starting to get those breakouts now. See, Bitcoin. Look, you see, gradually trying now. Get these breakouts. It's coming. It's coming. Ethereum, yep. Breakouts are coming. XRP, look. See? Starting to try and get those breakouts now. Pushing out. Beautiful. Beautiful. See, we already know for Litecoin, but yeah, this is really, really nice. And this is, as I explained before, you know, when we're trending in crypto markets, it's beautiful to trade, to margin trade, guys. It's beautiful. You know, remember we went over these downward trends. It's just really nice to trade. You know, really nice pattern spot. It's just clean, you know, just sell the rallies. But in this time, we'll buy these dips if we do end up trending to the upside. So just keep an eye on this. And as I say, I think we are definitely looking to get some rallies. Come on, let's make some money. But yeah, other than that, guys, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you're all blessed. Thanks for those for coming on board. Let's get it.